Hi guys, it's been a while since we took a look at anything for your sim racing feet. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Sparco Hyperdrive Gaming Boots. We'll unbox them, take a look around them, and then see how they feel in our sim rig. Before we get started with that, I'd just like to take a minute to thank those that have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, please do so. It will help me greatly to grow. And with that said, let's take a look at these boots. So as we unbox the gaming boots, we can see that the boot is in the usual red and black gaming branding that Sparco likes so much. The branding is rubberized, and I'm not really sure what the point of that is. Obviously, this is on a surface that won't be touching the pedals. As we take a look at the sole is essentially the same as Sparco's K-Run sole, which is great for getting just enough traction on your pedals, but allowing a little bit of slip to allow you to be able to move your feet around. So that's all good. Now we have at the top a sock-like entrance for your foot, and then some laces. Now in Sparco's marketing spiel, this is supposedly going to give you a better fit. What I found when wearing these is that actually just makes your foot spread out a little more and doesn't really seem to help whatsoever with ventilation. I feel that my feet get just as hot in these as they do my K-Run boots, which are also by Sparco. And they don't feel any more comfortable than my K-Run boots. In fact, if anything, they feel a little less comfortable. It does give you a very close fit though, and without the Velcro strips, it is pretty easy to slip on and off once you get used to that design. Overall, aesthetically, I think there are more pleasing looking shoes. I'd say the Sparco K-Runs with the selection of colors means that you can customize that to how you want your kind of gaming image to be. Whereas with these, they give you one look and you know, have to like it or lump it. Me personally, not a big fan. Driving around, the sole, like I said before, gives you quite a lot of feel. It's very thin. And it's just got enough cushioning for it not to be too uncomfortable. Unfortunately, with these boots, where the elastic material meets the harder material for the toes, it tends to bend more. It flexes more at the point where that elastic material hits it. So for me, it made my feet feel a little uncomfortable after a half-hour run. And I think that is because it's kind of forcing my toes to bend in a certain way. Whereas if all of the material is the same across the boot, that's a lot less likely to happen. So if anything, yeah, these felt a little less comfortable than my usual shoes. Overall, comfort-wise, said not quite as good as the K-Runs. They have the same kind of feel as the K-Runs, so they're good there. Aesthetically, it's okay for me. I mean, I get the feeling these boots aren't going to last very long because of the way they kink at the toes. So I'm imagining that I'm going to split the sole within probably about 3 months. I don't think they have the longevity or the comfort of Sparco's own karting range. And they also, in my opinion, don't look as good. Having said that, they're a bit more suitable than the socks were for harder pedals like the Huizingavelds. The Hyperdrive gaming boots are considerably cheaper than the K-Runs. I think they're about 75% of the cost of the K-Runs. So if you want a little more comfort and you're okay to pay that little more, then the K-Runs I would definitely say are better than these Hyperdrive gaming boots. However, if you don't have budget for that, these are still fairly good shoe, but I do have a few question marks on how long they will last. In comparison, I've had the K-Runs now since around March, and they are still very solid. So final thoughts then. What can we say about this gaming boot? Well, it is a gaming boot. It is cheaper than some of the karting alternatives, although it's on par with some of Sparco's own range. It has some very similar qualities to their more premium karting boots, including the sole and the material used on the toes. However, the sock-like material that they've used for the rest of the boot kind of lets it down. It doesn't really seem a great deal more breathable than the karting boots they offer, and the way that it makes your toes flex basically means that you get a little less comfort from it, or at least I do, and this might be the same for you. And it's also bending. I don't know if you can see that. This is from one use. You can see it's bending there. You can see there's a line across, and essentially that's, for me at least, a concern for something that you're putting this kind of money down for, that it's not going to have the longevity that some of the alternatives might have. I will do a boot roundup later on in the year, maybe next year. I'm just trying to gather up enough in the way of different boots to be able to do that properly. So overall, I can't really recommend the Hyperdrive Gaming Boot. It is not a bad boot by all means, and it is considerably cheaper than the K-Runs that I currently use. However, it is also a lot less comfortable than the K-Runs that I currently use, so I certainly wouldn't be swapping them. And these boots don't feel like they're going to have the kind of lifespan that I would get from a karting boot. It's definitely a gaming product and is inferior to those that are used for racing, even those that aren't certified. So all I can really say is they're not terrible, but I found them uncomfortable, feel that they're not going to have the longevity of most other boots that I've used. Aesthetically, they're very limited, and quite frankly, Sparco can do better. So I'm disappointed in the brand there. So if you liked this video, don't forget to give it the thumbs up. If you want to talk about different types of boots that you might want to use in your sim rig, then I'd love to chat to you about that in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to see more of this kind of thing. Or if you're looking forward to the boot roundup coming later. It's goodbye for now. And until next time, stay safe, guys. Bye-bye.